Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we are doing another Kaladesh Draft League. If you like the content on this channel, please subscribe and like the videos. You can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Inez27. Alright, so we got Combustible Gear Hulk. Certainly not the most powerful Gear Hulk, but a good one. 6 mana, 6 power, first strike, and it has an ability that either nets you cards or deals damage to your opponent, potentially killing them, depending on the curve of your deck, but certainly a worthy 6-drop to start it off with. Otherwise, we've got Revoke Privileges, which maybe is the second strongest, probably, yeah. All right, let's take the Gear Hulk. Okay, so what do we have here? So we can take the Fanatic, the Skiff, the Steed. All of these are good. Probably am okay taking the Skiff. I put Skiff and Freighter much higher than the rest of the vehicles, as I think most people who play this format do. Obviously, Skiff is weaker than Freighter, but still very good. And just a colorless card seems like a fairly safe pick. I actually like the Iron League Steed too, but I think I'm just going to go with Sky Skiff here. And yeah, I like it. All right, well, there's a responder, but you know me, looking at that Freighter. So we're going to take the Freighter. There's an Outrider and a responder in here. Getting past, I'm kind of curious what, because all the uncommons are in here. So a rare was taken and another card was taken over the responder. Maybe just a removal spell was taken over it, but yeah, I really like Aerial Responder a lot. That is a good card. Let's take Freighter, though. Okay, so we have Pyrohelix, the Sky Whale, the Artist, Squad, Construct. We'll just take Pyrohelix. I like this card a lot. And certainly fine taking it here. Yeah. Okay. So Die Young is cheap removal spell. I could just take the Gremlins. We already have Gremlins. Looks like it's probably going to be good in this deck, just based on the first 4 picks we have. So I guess I'm okay taking it here. I'm giving up a Die Young for it, which isn't a huge deal, unlike a Fragmentize. Yeah, all right, we'll take the Gremlins. Okay, so I'm fine taking the Monitor here. I like the card. And not giving up too much for it. Again, an Artisan, an Appetite, Mastodon, Harrier. Plenty of playables in here, but Monitor is certainly playable as well. Start your engines. Well, I gave the card a try. I was pretty unimpressed. Guess we can take the Hawk here. I mean, I could take the Start Your Engines as like just a way to cut red, but I don't think I'm going to play it. So I'm okay taking a Hawk here. Lets you go over top. Monitor number 2, over the goggles. I think I'm okay with that. A lot of blue remaining in this pack, kind of unsurprisingly. I think I'm definitely part of the camp where my successful strategies usually just don't involve blue. So maybe that's a common trend with other people too. Surely there are some people in this format that have found success with stuff like that. All right, well, I mean, if we're wheeling Lookouts again, I'm just going to take it over the Built to Smash. I mean, when you've already got a Freighter and a Skiff, I don't know how you can pass a Lookout. And just still nobody likes them. All right, taking them. I've yet to play Spark of Creativity. There's a Trusty Companion in here. This card's actually very good, and that's a very late one. I think I'm going to take it here. Still obviously got couple different directions I can go. I mean, I could do... I don't think I'm going to be heartbroken if I don't end up playing Gear Hulk, so I could be black-white, I could be red-black, I could be red-white. The monitors are playable if you can't activate the Menace, but they're certainly a lot better when you can activate the Menace. Okay, I'll take a Harrier. It's a playable 5-drop, definitely. Take the red card. Take the black card. All right. So, I mean, I feel like we're red. I think there's a very good chance that we're red. Not just because of the Gear Hulk, but like I said, the two monitors, they get a lot better when you can activate the Menace. And we have a removal spell. I guess Terror doesn't really matter, but we saw it late. Gremlins still actually do look pretty good in here. So then we just don't know if we're black or if we're white. Inspiring Vantage is good. Probably just want the Welding Sparks, though. There's a Daredevil in here, which is a very good card, but Welding Sparks is also very good, and it's removal, so I think we just take that over the Daredevil. I was impressed with this card when I played with it, and when I play against it, I'm pretty impressed, too, but Welding Sparks, like I said, just premium removal, so we're going to take it. Okay, so we have a Pyro Helix, Shield Guard. Probably just take the Pyro Helix. Yeah, Judge is very good in green, but I'm happy to play a bunch of Pyro Helixes. I like the card a lot. I love that it can burn face, too. Okay, so now we get some real choices here. We have a Fireweaver, Prism, Artisan, Exhibition, Barge. I'll probably just take the Infiltrator. It is another 3-drop, though. Fireweaver currently synergizes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in our deck. We can certainly find more, though. And it's a 2-drop. But I think Infiltrator is just better. Infiltrator is just one of those cards that if you have any sort of removal, which we do, to back it up, the Sparks and the Helixes, it just pushes so much damage through. Plus, it's like an engine with any vehicles, so it's just sort of a format definer, and I like it a lot. Wow, Motorist. Well, there's a good reason to be in white, so all right, we'll take it. Hyper Efficiency at its finest. I mean, there's also a conclusion in here, but we saw some late. We really haven't seen much in black, besides the late lookouts, but that's just because some people just don't like the card, I think. Understandably, I overlooked it a long time, too. But it's kind of a sleeper card. But Motorist is just very strong. There's a good reason to be in white. So, all right, we'll take it over a 3rd monitor and be happy about it. It's just really good card, especially in our deck with a couple vehicles already. Guess I can take Authority here. I don't really want to play it. I can still take Screecher, I guess, if by chance there's some reason I end up back in black. I just don't need a Torch Gauntlet, I don't think. I don't really need a Gremlin. Although we do have a lot of creatures. Maybe Torch Gauntlet would be okay. And there's Die Young, too, but I'd probably just take a Screecher over it. All right, let's just take a Screecher, I guess. I'm not going to play Authority. I don't need a sideboard Gremlin. I don't need a Torch Gauntlet. I suppose there still is a chance that we end up in black-red, even though it does feel like black's getting cut. Well, it's a late tidy conclusion. Not late necessarily. Well, how many picks are left? No, it's, what is it, 5th pick tidy conclusion? That's not late. But I don't really need an Inspired Charge, Reunion, or Wayward Giant, even though I do kind of like Wayward Giant. I'm going to take the conclusion. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to be. Fateful Showdown. Is this card good or not? I don't feel like it is. Some people like it, though. I've gotten killed by it, too. But I don't really like it. Maybe I should give it more of a chance, but I don't know. See, I'm the kind of person that's out of... I'm the kind of person that doesn't have a hand most of the time. That's kind of why I don't like this card. Alright, I'm going deep. Wow, another Sky Skiff. That is lovely. Okay, so we have a Club Security, which is whatever. We have a Goggles, which is kind of whatever in this deck. Guess I'm more likely to play a Goggles. Still pretty unlikely in this deck, though. I think we actually have 0 Artificers, oddly enough. But I don't need a Gremlin for sideboard either. I don't really care enough about it. Okay. So we have Make Obsolete. This card's actually pretty good. That's a strong card. And I think it's better than Live Fast. Okay. Servo Exhibition is not bad. I'd probably take the Broker, though, I guess, over Tactics and Exhibition. All right. All right, now I'll take a Gremlin. Have at her. All right. Take the Assistant. I guess the Assistant can get the Gear Hulk back. That's not to be overlooked. So I don't really want to run Terror. I think white is probably done. Probably don't want to run the Goggles. Ooh, Freighter. I saw it. Saw that Freighter. So we'll take it. Yeah, not even really giving up much for it, are we? I mean, I'd probably play a Rats, but they're kind of whatever. More good cards. All right. Here I kind of want to take the Bruiser. I just want to really lock down a bunch of early threats, and I think Bruiser is a pretty good one. Actually, you know, there's an argument for Apprentice. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably Bruiser's better. I actually don't know. They're both... I've been impressed with both. But 3-1 Menace probably is better than 2-3. Yeah, even though one is a mana cheaper. Either way, I'm going to take one of these over the Conclusion and the Pyrohelix just because I think they're some of the premium creatures. How lucky could we get to wheel the Apprentice? You know, I think it's possible. Okay, so we have Underhanded Design. I was up a lot higher on this card, and there's still some decks that would like it. I don't know if I want to run it in this. Like, I might just rather have an Infiltrator. There's an Artist, too, which gives haste, which is nice. But Infiltrator with all the vehicles we have, to me, just makes a lot. We have 4 vehicles. So why not just play all of the guys that synergize so well with vehicles? And there's also a Rush of Vitality in here, which is good. And Key to the City is actually probably pretty good in here, too, with the Freighters. But I'm going to take the Infiltrator. We're going to infiltrate. Okay, so we have Subtle Strike, but I probably just want the Brazen Scourge. I love that hastiness. I'm trying to think if there's a way we can just make this deck top out at 3. Is that possible? That would be pretty slick. If we could make that work. Subtle Strike is very good too, but I like the haste. I am just a sucker for haste. Okay, another Infiltrator, or we can take the Construct now. I mean, Infiltrator is just straight up premium 3-drop. It really is. I think it's better than Construct. We'll take it. I'll play Pyro Helix over Die Young. We don't even have any other energy cards, do we? I don't think so. I'm actually starting to feel like we can begin to... I'd probably cut... Would I cut Gremlin? Yeah, I mean, we only have 7 artifacts, so Gremlins aren't looking that good in here. They'd probably be the first 3-drop I cut. Cathartic Reunion, Fortuitous Fine. We could take the Reunion. I don't think it's going to... Well, I guess I could take an Assembler and just... Maybe I find a second one. Yeah, I guess it's possible. Not super likely, though. It's possible. Alright, I'll get the Reunion now. I guess I'll take a Tactics. All the Pyro Helixes, well, that's pretty cool. Got the Rush. Alright, alright. Alright. Hey, you know, actually, Giant Spectacle's not bad with a lookout, is it? Alright, Torch Gauntlet, but I don't think's happening. So we may have to just play 14 creatures, which I guess is a little bit dangerous with 4 vehicles. But we have all the vehicle enablers, which I kind of like. Alright. I mean, all in all, I really like this deck. This is really good. Alright. So let's group stuff separately. Alright, so we're off the Assembler. What are some other easy cuts? Tactics as well. Land's gone. Oops. I hate that. Oh, wait. That's not a big deal because this has no casting cost. All right. Never mind. So we'll move this over. Go over here. Go over here. Oops. No. There you go. Maybe make obsolete doesn't make the main... Well, assistant's not making the main deck. I'll tell you that. We cut those 3. Cathartic Reunion can go. So we only need to make 3 more cuts. That's not bad. That seems easy enough. Torch Gauntlet gone. 2 more cuts. And it can't be a creature because we're at 14 creatures. You can kind of count these as like half a creature, but... honestly, I might just cut a Make Obsolete in a Rush of Vitality. That way I still have a hard removal spell. I have all the cheap removal spells. I still don't really like Gremlin in here, though, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7's really not that many artifacts for Gremlin, but maybe it's enough where I'll just have to accept it. I don't think there's anything I'd want to run over it. It would have to be like a Terror of the Fairgrounds or a Self-Assembler, both of which are pretty unnecessary. So I'm on board with cutting a Make Obsolete and a Rush. And I suppose there's an argument for maybe playing Make Obsolete over Pyro Helix. But Pyro Helix burns face, so having 4 of those in a deck that looks as aggressive as this does, I think means we're just going to end up with hands that have 2 Pyro Helixes and our opponent at 4 life. And it's like, all right, I guess we win. Let's just burn them out. So that, in my opinion, I think is the upside to run it. And if we play against something that's X1 dot deck, maybe I just cut the conclusion for the make obsolete. But I kind of like having the conclusion main deck, even though it's double black, just for the catch-all aspect of it. So I think this is the deck. It's a pretty good curve. Well, it's kind of an odd curve with the 5 and 6 drop, but the vast majority of the deck is 1, 2, and 3 drops, so. Yeah, I mean, just Lookout into Skiff is so good. And Lookout into Skiff into Freighter still works, too. Yeah, you crew the Skiff, which crews the Freighter, and you get in there. You got vehicles crewing vehicles. But yeah, triple Lookout, triple Infiltrator with 4 vehicles sounds like a really effective way to win in the late game. If there's any sort of stalled board state, you just get to go to town. And it is a tough thing to deal with. You have to have the removal spells. You have to kill the creatures. All right, so let's sort by color. I imagine we're just going to do an 8-8 split. Now, the reason that I'm doing the 8-8 is you have to resolve those lookouts on turn 1. They're so essential on turn 1 because the first couple turns need to be spent getting in for 2. Just to get that clear advantage right away. And then when they start crewing vehicles in late, they just put people away. So, all right. All in all, I really like this deck, definitely. This is a nice looking aggro deck, so yeah, we'll run it like this, and we'll see you round 1.